Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here this evening. We are a lot of people. I'm very happy about it. So how are you guys? All good? Ready to start? I think we are more than, wow. So nice to meet you all. Thanks for being here this evening. Let me introduce myself. I'm Francesco. I am the current driver of Wagon Milano and Wagon Rome, Wagon Italy in generally. And today we're going to present you, the goal of today is to actually introduce you and present you the projects we build with our students during the batch, during the session of batch number 380. So let's start together, guys. Hope you all can see my screen. So today, as I mentioned, is going to be demo day. So let's talk and let's try to understand, for who doesn't know yet, what is Wagon. Wagon is a coding bootcamp that was born in 2013 in Paris, and in a very short amount of time, it got a lot of success, and it started opening in many different countries. But Wagon was born for a main reason. I mean, the main reason why Wagon was born is to solve some problems, to answer some questions. Let's see these questions together. So many people nowadays, they have these issues, you know, they were wondering, they were asking themselves these questions. I have no tech skills and I want to build some ideas. Many of our students, actually, many people today, they want to build application. They want to actually have tech skills to build their own application, but they have no tech skills behind. So they don't know how to do it. And in many cases, they have to ask someone else or they have to find out alone on the internet. So Wagon was born for this reason. Then, like many other people, they are working already in projects and they have no autonomy on their projects. So they don't know how to handle, they don't know what's going on under the projects. Like working with developers, that is the third case, no? I cannot challenge my team. I cannot talk to my team because many of them are developers and I don't know which language they're speaking. That's why we decided to create Wagon. Wagon was born actually to solve this problem. And what was our main goal? What was the main goal of Wagon? Why we decided to do this? We decided to do this because we want to bring technical skill to creative people, which are the people are joining our bootcamp. And this is what makes Wagon different from the other bootcamp in general. Our goal is to actually like helping these creative people to learn the technical skill they need to improve and to be able to build their own applications and to be able to challenge their team and to talk to developers. And we are actually succeeding to do this. Why I'm saying this? I'm saying this because from a long time already, Wagon is the best coding bootcamp in the world. We are, I don't know since how long, but we are qualified as the best coding bootcamp worldwide, thanks to Switch Up, which is a platform that rank all the bootcamp all around the world. And we are, since it's few years that we are the best one. So people are very satisfied. You can check like all the reviews that are all very positive, and I can confirm this. And we are like, we have been mentioned by TechCrunch. I don't know if you guys know TechCrunch. We've been mentioned as the most impressive coding bootcamp right now. So we are very, very happy to actually like, you know, to help those people with this successful program in order for them to build application, challenge their team, and improve, and actually, as we always said, change their life. Why I say change their life? I say change their life because many of our students, by the end of the bootcamp, they managed to build their own product, their own startup. And we are quite happy because we build more than 300 products that are actually on live now, that are working as a regular startup, starting from Wagon, starting from an idea. So as you can imagine, many students come to our bootcamp. They come here to build their own app, to build their own ideas. And that's what we're going to see tonight. Actually, we're going to see ideas of our students, and many of them actually succeeded to build their own startup and create their own ideas. So, I mean, I truly advise you to have a look on our website and have a look on the ideas and the application they are now working. As I mentioned you before, we are very international. We are now in 38 cities, I think, around the globe. I don't know the exact number because we increase day by day. Every day there is a new one. And we are very happy to say that we are in Paris, we are in London, we are in Milan, of course, we are in Rome, we are in Amsterdam, in Lisbon. We're basically everywhere. Wherever you go, there is a Wagon actually waiting for you. And we're so proud of this because it gives us the possibility to have an international community. And let me get back to this point. It's very important to understand. To understand like an international community, we need to understand who are our students. Because to understand Le Wagon, we need to understand who are the people actually applying to Le Wagon. And how I can define those people. I mean, there are many ways to define them. I would say there are a little bit like crazy people that decide to stop whatever they're doing during their life, like taking an airplane, moving to Milan or Lisbon or Paris or Amsterdam, and taking this very, very intense course and learning how to code. And this is something, I would call it like a kind of a miracle. It's something that happened only here. And during my entire life, during my entire life, during my profession, I never see something like this in my life. Having people coming literally from all around the world with the passion and with the spirit to learn how to code. So tonight we're going to talk about those people, and we're going to talk about the batch 380, that it was a particular batch because it's the batch that we managed to do through the coronavirus. So even though you cannot, guys, but I would like to you give a big applause to those people and a big welcome to the batch 380. Big applause to all of them, guys. They really did a great work. They really did a great job. So I'm so proud of them. Okay, so what happened to those people? Let's try to understand how was the story of these people, how everything was born, how we actually started to build this bootcamp, to build this environment, to build like this community. So let's talk a little bit about our journey and how we went. It was February when we started our coding bootcamp in Milan, and we were all super happy to work together, to build application together inside our office. Of course, everything was fine at the time, and we have no alarm about coronavirus coming, and we were super happy actually to to code all together, and people were very passionate. We were coding every day, like 10 hours per day of coding inside this office, and people were so connect to each other, were so bond to each other that we were building and writing code every day together, So that's some other pictures of them working. It was impossible talking to them. They were like totally addictive to code, and it was amazing. Unfortunately, at some point, better than me, like we have to stop having this kind of going to the office because of the coronavirus, because of the crisis, because of the pandemic, etc., etc. And we have to stop the program at some point. It was impossible for us to keep going because, as I said, we have people coming from all over the world, and we got scared. We wanted them to go back to their country, get the flight, because it was a tough situation. But nobody stopped the will of these people to learn how to code. That's why we decided to say, okay, let's move this bootcamp online. Let's move it on remote, and let's see how it goes. And I can super happy to say that we managed to move remote, and now we are here to present the beautiful application of those people that they resist until the end, even remote, even with the coronavirus, to build their own ideas. And I really, really, really thank those people because they did a great job. So it's time to show what they did. It's time to show what happened during those days. It's time to show the application we built during our last 2 weeks. Because what happened with Le Wagon, during the last 2 weeks, we actually, instead of doing exercises about coding, we ask our students to create their own idea, to create their own startup. So it's time to show their ideas. I'm gonna start from the first one. Let me explain you, let me do a small introduction about the first application. The first application is called Watch. And why these guys decided to build this application? I'm pretty sure it happened to many of you during actually this crisis, like you were on your couch, you wanted to watch a movie, and you don't know what movie to pick, because you were Googling and say, oh, I watched already this one, I didn't watch this one, but I don't like this one. So it happened to many of you watching a lot of TV, watching a lot of Netflix, I guess, and you didn't know what to watch. That's why the group of Watch decided to create this application to help people actually to find to track and to find the good movie to watch. So let me introduce you Watch. Let me introduce you Kevin, that is going to present you this application. Thank you very much. I pass the word to Kevin. Good. Watch, we can start. Let's go, Kev.
Great. Thanks, Francesco. Hi, everyone. My name is Kevin. I'm a business consultant from New York. I joined the Wagon to build my technical expertise to help grow my career, to be able to develop applications, and I'm very pleased to share the output of my experience with you all today. I'm joined by my amazing product team featuring Leonardo, Stephanie, Gianmarco, and Fernando, and we are super excited to present to you our product watch. All right, so this is Watch. The name is derived from what to watch, and what to watch is exactly the problem that we were set out to solve here. So I'm sure all of you have been in the following situation where after a long day of work, school, coding, all you want to do is relax on your couch, sit back, find a good movie to watch to unwind, but then you end up spending 15, 20, 30 minutes looking for the right one to watch, and the next thing you know, you've wasted part of your evening. So Watch eliminates the problem of choice overload, and it helps you filter through movies quickly so you can get watching quickly. So how does it work? So it starts with your preferences on actors, directors, and genres, and this filter can be as complex or as simple as you want it to be. So for example, if I want to watch a comedy with any actors, any directors, Watch will do the hard work for me and present me with only the movies that match my criteria. But the magic of Watch is that it eliminates those long lists of movie recommendations and it solves the problem of choice overload. So it presents to you the most popular movies that match your search, and it presents them to you one at a time. So all you have to do is confirm when you find the right one. And to make the experience more fun, we also put together a collection of badges that you can earn based on your viewing achievements. So it's a feature that we hope that will encourage people to explore different kinds of movies, different genres, and to challenge people to broaden their cinematic journeys. So that's a quick overview of Watch. Let's dive into the actual app and show you how it all works. So when I click on the Get Started button, the first page that I see is the filters page, the search page. So as I mentioned before, these filters can be as simple as or as complex as you want them to be. So for example, let's say I'm in the mood to watch a comedy. I can click on genres, and in my search bar, I could start typing comedy. And as you can see, I have the list of results that are available to me, and I can select the check button, and it goes into my active filters. So now when I click on Find Movies, Watch will return me a list of the most popular movies that are comedies. I can also set filters to exclude movies. So instead of comedy, let's say I'm feeling a little bit more flexible, and I want to watch any movie that is not a horror movie. So if I start typing horror, I can click on horror, and I can click on the X button. And as you can see in the red indicator, this will show me all movies that are not horror movies. But as I said before, I can also create more complex filters. So let's say I want to search for a specific actor, let's say Brad Pitt. And let's say I also want to look for a specific director, let's say David Fincher. And I'm curious to see, are there any movies that they've done together? So when I click on Find Movies, here are my results. So this is my result view. And as you can see, it shows me my first suggestion. It shows me the movie poster on the left, and it shows me the details of the movie on my right, as well as some action buttons here on the bottom. So one thing to note, as you could see, Watch indicates in blue where the search was able to find a movie that matched my filters. So as you can see under director, David Fincher is listed in blue here, and Brad Pitt also outlined in blue. I can also scroll through the cast list if I want to check out more of the cast members. And let's say I've read through the description, I am somewhat interested in this movie, but I want to learn more. Maybe I want to see the trailer to see if I really want to see the movie. If I hover over the movie poster, as you can see, a little play button pops up. And if I click on it, I can watch the trailer for this movie from YouTube, all without leaving the Watch application. And here is the trailer for Fight Club. So let's say that I am actually not so interested in this movie. I can click on the Pass button, and Watch will show me the next suggestion. So this movie 7, let's say this is already one that I already watched. so I want to let Watch know that I've seen this movie and not to suggest it again in the future. I can click on the Seen button, and this will take the movie into my history page. For my next movie, I can also, let's say I read through the description. It sounds interesting, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for right now. I can click on the Save button, and this will go into my Save for Later list. Now, on this suggestion, something interesting happens, which is I've ran out of movies that feature both Brad Pitt and David Fincher. So instead of showing me no options, what Watch will do is it will automatically drop one of the filters, so in this case, director, and it will continue to suggest me movies featuring the actor that I set as my filter, so in this case, Brad Pitt. And so if I continue on with my suggestions, I can expect to see more movies that feature Brad Pitt. So let's say this movie, this one looks really interesting. I want to watch it. I can click on the Watch button. And this will take me to a movie ticket style confirmation page. And on the bottom of the page, I'm able to see the streaming services that this is available on. One thing to note is that this feature is not fully built out yet. It's only available on a few select titles, but we do expect in the near future to be able to bring this to all titles on the Watch platform, as well as the ability to filter for movies based on streaming service. That way, Watch can return you only suggestions based on the streaming services that you're subscribed to. So if I click on the Netflix button, Watch will take me to Netflix. It will take me to Inglourious Basterds, and I'm able to start playing right away. Now, if I go back to Watch, so what Watch has done is it took Inglourious Basterds and it's moved it now to my history page. So my history page, you can think of it kind of like a personal library of all of my viewing. And I can see all the movies that I've seen already. And as you can see, I've went on a recent Harry Potter binge. And I can see also what I've personally rated each of these movies. If I click on one, I can change the rating right on the spot. And I can also see that 7, the movie that I indicated to Watch that I've already seen, is here in my history. And the movie Inglourious Basterds, which I just watched, is also in my history. So if I click on one of these, I'm shown a similar card view in which I can see all the details of this movie. If I haven't done so already, I can rate this movie. Let's say I liked it. I can change the rating if I'd like. And I can also remove this from my Watch history, just in case maybe I did this by accident. If I then move on to my saved page, I can see all the movies that I've saved for later. And similar to the first view, I can see all the cards that I have here stacked on top of each other. So if I click on next, I can go to the next movie that I've saved. And here I can see The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which is the one from my search earlier that I decide to save for later. I can remove this movie from my saved list. I can, again, pass, or I can click on the Watch button again, and I can see another confirmation page, and I'm able to watch it on either Netflix or Stars on Amazon. And lastly, if I go to my achievements, this is the collection of badges that I'm able to earn based on my viewing achievements. So there's different categories here. The first category, movies. And so as you can see, this is all based on the number of movies that I've watched. So I've watched more than 10 movies, but fewer than 100 movies. So that means I've earned the badges newbie, rookie, beginner, and then intermediate, expert, and unstoppable are grayed out, indicating that I still have yet to achieve these. There's other categories such as collection. This represents the badges that I can earn if I view the entire saga of a certain series. So for example, if I watch the entire Star Wars saga, I can earn the May the Force Be With You badge. As you saw in my history, I watched all of Harry Potter, and so I've earned the 200 points the Gryffindor badge for watching the entire Harry Potter saga. And then there's other categories such as genre, hours and queries, which represent the number of hours of movies that I've watched from the Watch platform, as well as the number of searches that I've performed. You have this other category, which this one, if I've seen all the movies featuring Brad Pitt, I can get this Brad forever. Same with Werner Herzog as a director. And then lastly, special. So just other fun badges. For example, I've skipped over 100 movies, so clearly I'm very indecisive, as well as skipping 500 movies. Maybe I chose to watch a bunch of movies that are low in popularity, but still good movies. And so that is Watch. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. And on behalf of the whole Watch team, a big thanks to all of you for watching, and also to Francesco and to all the instructors and assistants who made this possible despite all of the many challenges and disruptions that we faced. And the next time you need to find a movie, we hope that you will use Watch to discover something new and spend some quality time with your TV during the extended period at home. Thank you.
Thank you, Kev. It was amazing. It was literally amazing. Thank you very much. Let me share my screen with you again, guys. Okay, we gave some nicknames to all of you. That was funny. Guys, would you believe that they built this application in 2 weeks, and those people, they arrive here without knowing how to code not even one line? It's unbelievable, huh? I mean, imagine that, like, in 2 weeks, we asked these guys to build an application. We put them a lot under a lot of pressure. I know this, but man, the result is amazing. The application, the application watch will be used from anyone. It's absolutely amazing because it's very easy to use. They use also gamification to show, I mean, if you reach some goals, it's very, very, very easy to use, and they did a great job. Considering that they were all in different countries. Now, Kevin, he was from New York. So he was waking up every morning at 4 in the morning just to code. That's absolutely amazing. Really, really, you did a great job, guys. I'm really impressed. So let me introduce you the next application. Now we're getting curious about the next one. The next one is an application that, I mean, you know, like we all thought about like these problems we have with coronavirus, and some like those guys, they think, what's going to happen to the business now? Because many businesses are now closing, they're having issues, you know, they're having problems. So those guys, they decide to build an application to help businesses, to help them to, while they're going to reopen, to offer discounts, to offer some help in order that to be ready whenever they're going to reopen, whenever they're going to restart. And in order for people to already book, in order for people to already enter, you know, like going to do a restaurant or to any other business, just to be ready whenever it's gonna reopen, no, and help this business to restart. So like a big applause to the team TK. I hope I pronounced it well. Let me show you the slide. So guys, a big applause to them. Maza, are you ready?
Yes.
Maza, are you? Cool. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen, and you can start, Maza. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay. So let me first share my screen. Okay, cool. So hi, everybody. I'm really glad to be here tonight. And my name is Mahsa, and tonight with me are Andrea, Rodolfo, and Masti. And tonight we're going to present a product that we've been working on for the past 2 weeks. So when Francesco talks about Wagon being international, it actually is like I'm talking to you from Iran. And I had such an amazing experience at Wagon. And I never thought that I would be able to create an application by the end of the bootcamp. And so I'm really thankful. And actually, I was so thankful that at some point, Francesco told me, stop thanking me. So yeah, so now let's actually start talking about the application that we've been working on. So let me share my slides. Okay, so I'm sure all of us have been, sorry, I just need to focus, so just a minute. Okay, cool. Okay, so during the past almost 2 months, we've been all facing, you know, challenges, and we've been trying to cope with the new normal. And so coronavirus, you know, has had so many impacts on our lives, individual and as community. And one of the impacts that it has had is its impact on businesses. We all have noticed that a lot of businesses are closed now, and like most of local businesses, restaurants, cafes, beauty salon, gyms, they are all closed. And the reason for that is because of the social distancing, and then because of the lockdown. And this is the case while all these businesses still have to actually pay for their expenses, and these businesses have to pay for their employees. And that is why we hear, you know, sad news about businesses laying off their employees. And so this actually became a concern of mine. And so this led me to a discussion that I had with one of my friends. And we were thinking about how we can improve this. And we got to two specific questions to answer. One is that how can businesses pay for their expenses during coronavirus crisis? And the other is that how can we engage individuals and community to take part in this? So the solution is actually the product that we are going to present to you tonight. The name is TK, and it's actually a multi-sided platform. So on one side, we have businesses, and on the other side, we have customers. And the business owner gets the chance to actually introduce and promote her business. And instead of selling products and services, the business owner gets to sell actually discounted credit to customer. So what do we mean by discounted credit? So discounted credit means that the customer pays now for something that he or she would use in future in exchange for a good discount. For instance, the business owner can define a credit of 100 euros with 10% discount. And me as a customer can only pay 90 euros for 100 euro worth of you know, purchase. So this way, we actually can gain our goal, which is that the businesses can gain money during this period of time. They can pay for the expenses. Most importantly, they can pay their employees. And the customer also has the incentive to help them because he or she would pay less for her or his favorite product or service, right? So now actually let's go and see our web application and experience this journey on our web application. So minimize this. Okay. This is TK's web application. The goal was to make it as simple as possible. As you can see on top, we have our menu. So you get to see the stores, you get to learn about us, and then you get to register, sign in, you have your profile, shopping bag, and you get to scroll down and see all the messages, right? And we tried to make this experience and personalize this experience, so for example, when you see all these businesses, when you see the name of the business and everything, you learn how many people are actually working in each business. And this is really important because we really want to create that bond in the community between local shops, local businesses, and, you know, customers. So now let's see how would a business owner, you know, go through this experience. So let's imagine that Paolo owns a cafe in our neighborhood, right? And he wants to register his business here. So what he can do is that he can just easily, register here. And I'm gonna do it quickly with you. So I just register Sao Paulo here, right? And then I click on this to say that I'm a business owner, right? And then the next step for me would be to enter actually my business name. So I mean Paolo's business name. So Maca Cafe Milano is his business, is his cafe's name, right? And then Filippo Ulara, right, is the is the address. And then he gets to choose the category of his business, right? So he chooses cafe and restaurant. And then next would be, he needs to give a little bit of description to personalize, you know, and to just, you know, introduce his business. So I just copy and paste something. He talks about his business when it's opened and things like that. And then he says how many employees actually are working with him. So I would say that he has like 7 employees. And then he would actually, enter his Instagram profile and then his website. And then at the end, he would just choose a photo to introduce his business with, right? And as easy as that, he's created his business on this platform. So the next step for him would be to just define credits like we discussed before. Let's say he would actually define a 50 euros credit, right, with, for example, 10% discount. And then next would be 75, maybe with 15% discount. And again, 100 for 15% discount. That works for his cafe. And then as easy as that, in 3 simple steps, he would define and register his business on our platform, right? And as you can see here, we have here his picture, the information about his business, and how many people actually works here, right? And if he clicks on it, he gets to see all the description information he just entered earlier, right? And now let's move to the other side of the platform and let's see how a customer would experience this journey, right? So let's imagine that I'm actually a customer. So first time I'm on this platform, what I would do usually is that I read about this website, right? So here it talks that the mission is to actually, you know, help businesses to survive this period of time. And then maybe I just, you know, scroll down and I read more. I get to sign up here, but maybe I just want to explore more. So I get to see all these businesses right here, right? I just get curious, I click on this one, and then what I see here is information about this business, the name of the business. I get to click on the Instagram icon right here, just to learn more about that business, right? So there are many pictures right here, and then I figure if I like this business or not. And actually the good thing about it is that maybe I get introduced to local, you know, more local actually shops, right? So I go back to shops, and here what I would see is all the categories that this, you know, web application promotes. So if I click on bookstore, just because I love bookstore, I get to see what, you know, bookstores are actually registered on this platform, right? Or maybe I just want to search to see if Paolo has registered his cafe on our website, right? So I just type down the name of his cafe and see that, okay, actually he's registered his business here, right? So I click on this, and what I can do is that I can just choose an offer, right? And it'll be just added to my shopping bag, right? I can keep on, you know, browsing and adding to my shopping bag, but let's just go for this one, right? So I click on my view card, and so here I get to do, you know, anything that usually an online, you know, shopping experience allows us to do, which is maybe removing an item from our shopping bag, or adding or decreasing the quantity of an item, things like that, right? Another thing is that I even can choose whether I want to send this as a gift to a family member or a friend, right? So if I click on this, I can just enter email address of my friend or family and then write a message and send it as a gift, right? But for now, I'm gonna skip this. And then I can just proceed to check out. So right now here, I just enter my, credit card information. And okay, cool. And now I pay. Now that we're doing the payment, it's good to point out how the transactions are done. So our platform takes 0.5% of, you know, the transaction fee as a fee, the transaction amount as a fee. And so the money is going to be in Paolo's bank account the next morning. And so now the transaction is done, and we're back in the website, right? So as the actually as a user, now I get to see all the orders that I already you know, done, that I did so far on this platform, right? So as you can see right here, like for example, the order date and then expiry date, because I get to use it like in certain amount period of time, right? And the payment status, as you can see, all of these are paid, and the very last one that I just did is pending, right? And I get to actually, like for example, search for a specific one, right? If I click on this one, then it'll only show me, you know, what the keyword that I searched for. And here I also see whether this order, this purchase was a gift or not, right? Another thing that as a user I get to have is that on the left side, you see there is this supported businesses. When I click on this, I get to see all the local businesses that I supported, right? And then it tells me how many actual employees work here. And then there's this message that tells me how many employees in total, I've been helping, which is a very great feeling actually. Now let's quickly go back to owner's viewpoint again. And I just want to show you that now that we just purchased something, from Paolo's business, he has it here, right? And then he sees that there is a payment. The total amount is 63 euros, and then the payment status is pending. The money is going to be in his bank account the next morning. The same thing for Paolo. He can go later through his orders by searching for a keyword, or actually he can filter his his orders based on the credit categories that he had defined earlier. So this was actually the application that we tried to build the last 2 weeks, and we tried to make the experience as easy as possible for both sides. And you might ask whether this actual business can keep on going after coronavirus crisis, which the answer is yes, because there are many seasonal businesses. But aside from that, actually, there are many businesses who would like to create this, experience for their customers, because the concept is the same thing. You help your customer to pay less for product and service, and as a business, you earn money before you actually, offer and provide that, service or product. I just want to thank you all for taking the time to actually listen to this presentation. I would like to, on behalf of my team, thank Wagon, and I thank my team, all my team members who worked so hard on this. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Maza. It was amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, as I was saying before, like also these guys, they took like 2 weeks to build this application. I think it's going to be very useful for business in general, because it might help them to restart the business. And I think it was very, very helpful. And thanks, Maza, thanks all the group, because I know how difficult it was. Like, I know Maza, she went back to Iran, and it wasn't easy to work remotely, but in the end we managed, and we built a great application. So let's introduce the last product we have for tonight. How can I say, this product was made, we decided to do it like, it was not the first idea it came up in our brain when we decided to build it, but I mean, it comes and it becomes like every day something like better and better. And we find out that it was super useful, especially during this time, especially during the time of coronavirus. So those people decide to build an application that might help other people, like old people or people with difficulties. They can actually like have the possibility to book someone else and help them to do any kind of job, any kind of help they might do. They would be able to actually open the website very easily and have the possibility to book someone to help them with any task. Like, I don't know, I need someone to go to the grocery store to buy some food for me, or I need someone to fix my lamp, or I need someone to help me to fix something in my apartment. And it would be, in my opinion, it would be very helpful during this time, because, like all the businesses are stopped, and it will create a little bit of empathy between people. So let me share my screen again. Okay. So, and let me introduce you the last, okay, let me share it 1 second. Okay, cool. So as I said, let me introduce you the last product for today. And let me introduce you the local help. Let me move the slide 1 second. Yeah. So local help, a big applause. It's going to be Peter presenting the application. Peter, are you ready?
Yes, I am. 1 moment, please.
Cool. So I'll stop sharing my screen. And It's all yours, man. It's all yours.
Francesco, are you still sharing yours? It's not letting me share. Hi, good evening. So last, but certainly not least, I'd like to introduce you to Local Help. So the Local Help team, we're a very international team. So from the top left, we have Sam, Molly, myself, Peter, and Savina. And so in addition to being a very international team, we also have the youngest member of this cohort and the oldest. I'm not going to say which one of those I am. In order to give you a bit of better sense about Local Help, I think we're going to show you the journey of two of our users. So as Francesco mentioned, Local Help was originally conceived as a voluntary task-based exchange in order to help people get things done during the COVID pandemic. And so this is particularly geared for the elderly, the disabled, people who are immune compromised, who did not want to potentially go out and put themselves at risk. But as we developed the app, we realized that it was also had much more broad applications going forward, also for people that need to get things done and maybe existing service structures and offerings don't really match. And also people who either want to give back to the community and continue and offer their help on a voluntary basis, but also people that want to earn some spare cash and contribute their skills and also meet other people in the community and potentially make new friends. So our two users today, we have Victoria and Paolo. Victoria, who's in her 50s, lives in Milan. She's works from home full time, but she currently has an injured knee, so she's not as mobile. And we have Paolo, who's 28, also lives and works in Milan. So Victoria has a few things she needs to get done. And so we'll start from there. So Victoria's heard about Local Help from a friend of hers. When she lands on the site, she's able to scroll down, see a bit more information. So see exactly what type of tasks can be done on Local Help, what other users look like. And she sees in order to create a task to get help, she needs to create an account. So she does that. So what does she need to get done today? So now that she's done that, she's able to indicate her location. And a useful thing, particularly for sometimes tasks might be a bit unclear, or in this case, the helper might want to know, okay, what kind of chair is that? Is it something very heavy? Would I need a vehicle? So having done that, she can also add some tags to help. So there she go. She gets a notification and she can see from her user dashboard, I would like to buy. She also check, okay, perfect, photos there. So her task has been created. Now let's see the rest of the journey from Paolo's perspective. So Paolo is already a user. So in this case, he can either search by city Milan, can search from the drop-down choice of his tags, or he can go browse tasks in general. So there he's able to see all the tasks that are currently available. You might be curious, he can first look on the map if he wants to see what's closest to him. You can also scroll around, see a bit more information. All cards with the when they were created, task title, a bit more information. So he sees that he has a bit of time today, so he wants something that won't take a long amount of time. In this case, he sees, okay, great. Fruit and a chair, that's something that looks pretty straightforward. Having done that, he can and then in this case, you can either choose to offer on a voluntary basis, or in this case, he'd just like to cover his basic expenses. So he'll bid €5 for the task. There, he sees either tasks he's created again, and you can also check, okay, the task that I've applied for. So we go back to Victoria's perspective. Victoria's waited a bit of time. Great, she checks her dashboard. She sees she has an application. She's able to view, okay. Paolo lives nearby, €5, that seems very reasonable. So then able to confirm. She just enters her payment number. Great, and done. So then once that's been done, the users then have their contact information shared. In the future, we'll be offering an integrated chat function and also potentially a video chat function, which will allow people to do virtual tasks. So in this case, she's then able to, once the task has been done, great, Paulo was very helpful. He brought the fruit and helped bring the chair up to her flat in a very timely fashion. She can then mark it as done. Great. And then for both user and for helper, we can also see dashboard with how many people they've helped, how many tasks they have completed, how many tasks are pending. Future will also be offering a review function for more detailed feedback and also to give people a better sense of who might be well suited to help them out. So that is local help. I'd like to encourage you to come check us out on GitHub and watch as we continue to develop additional features. Thanks very much for your attention, and we'd also like to thank all of the teachers and everyone affiliated with Wagon. I encourage you, especially if you're interested in getting into coding, to obviously check out any of Wagon's schools, but personally, I would probably choose Milan. Thanks very much.
Thanks for the advertisement, Peter. You are the best. We were all shaking for this presentation. We made it, man. We made it. That was cool. That was cool. Let me share my screen again, guys. 1 second. Okay. So, guys, that's all for tonight. It was a great pleasure having a lot of people joining us today for this presentation. That's what we were able to do during those 2 weeks. I repeat myself, those people, they arrive here with a lot of determination, and they managed to build their application. They managed to build their presentation, and we are very proud of them. Unfortunately, our trip finished here, but as I always say, Wagon is a big community, and we're always going to be in touch. We're always going to help people to proceed, to keep going, to keep coding, because this is our mission. Our mission is to give the possibility, as we said before, to creative people to to have the capacities, to have the skill to keep coding and to building applications. I just want to say a big thank you to those people that actually make what a batch looking like impossible to do the coronavirus. Like, we managed to do it, guys. We finish and you build great applications. So a huge applause to you guys, because you did it and it went well. And I hope to see all of you in Milan again, to get an aperitivo together and to have fun together. So a big applause to you, wherever you are, like in any part of the world. I hope to see you back in Milan, as Peter said, and having a good aperitivo together on Navigli. I really hope this. Before concluding, I would like to thank also all people, they help us to make this happen. All those saints people, they were able every day to closing tickets, to fixing bugs, and to work until, I don't know what time, until midnight to closing tickets. So a big thanks to all of us, to all the teachers, a big thanks to Leonardo, to Marco, to Daniel, to Luigi, to Gabriele, to Antonio, and of course to Caroline. You guys did a great job. You really saved us during this time, and it was a big pleasure working with you. And I hope we're gonna work together for the next batches. So about the next batch, I mean, the applications are open. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to contact me by my email. I'll be happy to answer. I'm pretty sure now I'm gonna get a vacation, because I need a vacation. Guys, it was pretty intense working remotely. It was a great pleasure having all of you, all people joining us today. And thank you very much. I invite now all the students of this batch to go in the private Zoom and get drunk together, guys. I'm saying this in front of everyone. So let's party. It's your time. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone. It was a big pleasure presenting this application. I hope to see you soon. Stay safe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys.